Okay, so today we're gonna play this game I got called Spider-Hack. Alright, and they have this super new update called the map builder. So if you notice, this is me. When you first get in, you kind of like landed right here. If you're in a controller, look at that, they put the controls right there. Look at that, because I'm a spider, you know what I mean? You can kind of like move around and stuff. You literally feel like Spider-Man. I know, it's so cool. Anyway, we're gonna do... I'm so distracted. If you didn't know, you aim by your mouse. Wherever your mouse is aiming. So, the movement is very intuitive. And there's that. Okay. Oh gosh, no. Up here... This is kind of cool. Map editor, here it is. This is the new thing. But if you didn't know, you pick up like a weapon with right click. And also I've learned right here, you can actually die in the screen. I got the achievement earlier. Anyway. So we're gonna do this map editor right here. This is the newish, fanciest thing. And so I'm gonna do what it's called a parkour map. Versus map seemed boring to do, so I'm gonna do a parkour map. And so anyway, this is where you begin, right? This is like a power up. This is like the end, basically. And then you get these items, little platforms right here. You see, like it shows the shape. So this kind of platform you can put like down here, and then you can go back. Multi-select, oh my, right here. I can zoom out. This is kind of the edge of the world, this is death basically. And then this is like where it animates. If you like zoom out enough, you can just see it's just straight animation. So we just go back to here. Right clicks delete, okay, good. So I got that ground. And because I'm trying to show off the cool stuff, I'm gonna go, oh my god, look at this thing. Q and E is to rotate. So what cooler thing I could do is like this. If we're doing parkour, right? What if we just really go into it? Okay, I need to move myself. So you're gonna start up here-ish. Yeah, right there. And I love this ground actually. Let's let them get used to it, because we do have this whole area, right, to work with here. We don't have to limit to, like, my screen. There's a little bit of up, but that's kind of pointless, I think. So I kind of like this part right here. Let me just manipulate this object a little more. Change it, and you can see right here, this may look like, oh, this could take, like, maybe 5 seconds to go through, but when you get kind of start doing it yourself, the first time you go to it, this may look a little confusing to some people. So I want to create multiple paths here, because I always think that's a very cool thing to add in a game, in a parkour map. So I'm gonna do multiple paths here, and if you just think when you begin the game, you're gonna be zoomed in right here, like this little section. So you won't have the big picture of the whole map. So I'm trying to just make it, see how these look like little paths I'm making right here? Like a little path through this crevice, through that crevice. Oh, that's the wrong way. Oh, that's the wrong way, you know? Kind of that little pathway. And then I gotta put one, I have to use a shorter block for that actually. See, it kind of looks like a little chaotic at the beginning. So it's really going to throw people off. Where do I go in a parkour map? So let me go over back to the pieces. Now, I don't want to start off with deadly ground or hazards right away. I want people to get their bearings first. So then, after this, I'm going to reverse this triangle. I know it kind of seems counterproductive, but I like the way the triangle is shaped this way. You see how it instantly, almost perfect, it like creates another pathway. So when I put that there, you go up, do I go left or do I go right? And you can continue to make like these little paths all the way through, which I find very, oops. Can I, there it is. Wow. Thank God there's that. Let me hit save real. Let me just save it real quick. There's a save button down here. Also in the corner here, you can load community maps right here. The little Steam icon. We can load community maps and stuff. So let's do a hazard now. Ooh, spinning blade. You can kind of see the action arm inside this blue square or rectangle right here. And my favorite thing to do is to hide the actions. So it's gonna swing, and as I take this path, it's gonna be a little more difficult. So no matter which path they take, there's gonna be a spinning blade in the way. So then we're gonna go to a mechanic, and we're gonna add a booster. Let's rotate this booster right into the spinning blade. Same with over here. So it's gonna come to a thing of timing. So they can't just casually walk past the spinning blade. They have to time it so it's not there, so they don't get boosted into the spinning blade. Or they could get boosted into it and just dodge it. You know, it's a little mechanic. So then we need a little physics problem here. This is gonna add an element of chaos. This should roll. It's gonna follow physics, right? It should roll. I don't know if it's gonna go right or left. Ideally, it should roll down this way, and this one should roll down this way. And then if they're slow enough, they let the physics ball roll down. The booster should push the physics ball something crazy and just really throw them off. So then, okay, I add more ground. And because there's so much going on here, I want to have it like this. This path will be different. Do you see how it's making this bottleneck here? It's gonna move, right? It's a spinning blade, it's moving. But I want to make these really chaotic, crazy paths. Perfect. And then we continue on. And then let's say they get past this spinning blade, like that's a path. You remember how we started here? The paths were no hazards. Now the paths have hazards and movement. Let's continue that by adding a little. Oh, checkpoint. Oh my God, I really should add this. Let's not be a jerk here. So either we're gonna put a checkpoint here, checkpoint here, checkpoint here, checkpoint here. Depending on which path they take. I want them to pick up the checkpoint and basically not be frustrated by the first obstacle, because I would hate for them to play this map and then get super annoyed at like the very first mechanic, like I can't play this, and they go to something easier. If you add a checkpoint, they can feel like they're making progress. So we're gonna add more ground. This seems pretty cool, an arc. Right here, we created another choice without even trying. Right here and right here, which path do you take? So I'm gonna continue to expand that out. Perfect. Now this arc is just to allow them to go up here. And we're gonna put another arc right here. So it just goes into death. If they want to, you know? I was just thinking, what if I put a checkpoint right there on the death's edge and they just keep dying? Be so messed up. And you see this path right here, it needs more obstacles. So let's have a different obstacle here instead of a spinning blade. Let's have a moving platform. And you see the length of the platform? The chain? Boom. It should go up and down based upon the platform. So if they avoid the path with the obstacles, they then have to take the path with the moving the platform, which pinches this corner right here. You see the path? We have the curve right here. You have to time with the curve. But of course, we're not going to just let them enjoy a nice free ride over here. I'm thinking a spinning hammer. I believe this needs to be turned around. Here we go. Perfect. This is gonna swing one side to another. And so even if they take the moving platform, they have to take the spinning hammer. And then we need to add a checkpoint right around here. Save this in a parkour checkpoint right above the spinning hammer. So basically, we're creating paths here that really expand out for it and like really make a fun experience. So you could then take these maps and just have your friends play them. You put on the Steam and say, hey, tell your friends, hey, go on Steam, download my map, and you can play it and you can share it. You know, like a Minecraft map, make like a world. It's like kind of what you're making here. So now I'm gonna go even further out. We need more ground, basically. And I'm looking at the spikes here. This looks a little intimidating. So let's have these intimidating spikes. Let's first create a path like this. Then we reverse the direction. It should be able to fit through there. The whole point we're creating a sense of fullness of the world without giving them a linear progression. We want them to see the gameplay experience and then enjoy every step of it. So now, more ground, obviously. Create a perfect position for this. Oh, it lets me overlap. That's really nice, actually. This should be good right here. Oh, perfect. What great intuitiveness. Combining shapes like that. Oh my gosh, so good. And then parkour. Let's add a checkpoint real quick. I want to make sure we have checkpoints because this is the most frustrating thing you can do in a game is not have checkpoints. So I have to put two different checkpoints here. I'm going to put one right here, right before death. Because I can see someone just jumping down it and getting really irritated. But also this checkpoint puts them in a spot where they could find a new path once they learn that that's death down there. So I'm giving them a way to learn about a mechanic without punishing them too much at the beginning. Because this is technically the beginning area of the map. We got a good section to go. Also, that's not the end, is it? Goal. Let's put the goal. We gotta just plant a spot, right? Ooh. How do I remove stuff? Okay, right click delete. Okay. I'm not sure what this, oh, there we go. I have to left click it to highlight it and right click it to delete it. So the goal right here, we're just picking a spot, right? We don't really have to like overthink everything. So I'm just gonna, just directions to go from left to right. And the whole map is supposed to be total chaos all the way through to the right. So now I'm gonna continue to develop this map a little more. At the beginning, I'm making sure to use every type of ground to allow, oh, I didn't do the ball yet, to allow the player to see what options, you know, we have here. And I'm kind of doing like this because it kind of looks like a ball pit right here. And like that's the walls holding it in. So I kind of want to go with that. It's like my inspiration. But notice I'm going to leave a gap here. What if they want to leave it early? You know what I mean? And then if they want to leave it early, I'm going to have a punishment if they try to leave early. But of course, I'm not cruel. So that's death right there, right? I'm then going to add a small piece of ground. I should just be able to, there we go. If I do like this, some part is safe. You see that? You can really just stack objects on top of each other and make like a little safe mechanic built in, you know, a safe little gap. Built right into it. And that gives them room to make a decision. Do I go up over here or do I move down there? Now, this is the fun part. We can then finally introduce a new mechanic. Where is it? It should be weapons. Here we go. Weapons, weapons, weapons. We're gonna first let them experience a reward. So we have a weapon down there. So while they're going la 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 la, oh, what's that? They fall in and get it and they pick it up, but not with the cost. If they mess up, they die. So this is like one of a cooler weapons, like it's like a lightsaber blade. So I'm gonna make that one the harder to get one, and then like a casual kind of shotgun or something. I'm gonna just put that, you know, just somewhere up here. And then we need one more weapon around here, because depending on which path they take, let's go with the revolver of some kind. This should give, no matter which path they take, because the left path is obviously gonna lead to the right path, because you have to go up a little. And so we have this left moving mechanic. That seems the simplest, but the player doesn't like know that right away unless they look like a cheat guide or something on how to, you know, cover this level. And then now, ooh. Perfect, right here. We have a new pathway, which I need to add a checkpoint real quick. I love this clicking noise. Alright, checkpoint. If they miss that checkpoint, I want them to see this one. Right here. And then we go onward. Onward and upward. Because right now, we're going to leave the part of the map that I call the tutorial. So this section right now is basically the tutorial section. People have learned a lot. They know about everything. Now we're going to begin adding more blocks. Ah, this is cool. This is cool. Alright. Couple of hazards here. You can see right now we have like an almost impossible scenario. There's no way to go. Except up, which I think you can attach to the ceiling. So you can just skip the rest of the map. You go and just swing across and all that. You can walk on the ceiling because you're a spider basically. So we don't want them to do that and skip the entire game basically. So now I'm going to add another long boy right here. There we are. We're adjusting the angles. It's okay if it goes off this little red edge. The player just can't access it, but you can, in the builder, you can make that path. And you can see how very simply just adding shapes literally adds great variety to the path the player can take without really overcomplicating the design of it. Oops. Oopsie. It's almost like a reverse Tetris. In Tetris, you know, you're trying to make everything fit perfectly neat. But like, what if you don't do that? What if you just change your whole concept and expand Tetris? So now we have our Doritos chips over here. Don't tell me I'm not the only one who thought of that. I know somebody thought of that. If you thought about that, put that in the comments below. Just let me know. Just let me know. These totally look like a Dorito chip. They do, 100%. When that dev was designing this, they're like, hey, let's add Dorito chips as a path. So right now, I'm just creating the pathway. And I want to make this area, I'm gonna make it like a Dorito chip planet. Like this whole zone is gonna be like a planet. We had a ball pit down there. This is gonna be like a planet of Dorito chips. Because if you look in the background, the very back beyond the shapes I'm adding is space. You see this? It's like planets. Okay, if you just missed that. So I'm gonna hit save. I can remember to periodically save, otherwise I'll cry. Back to my Dorito planet. And notice how I'm kind of keeping with the shapes. Like I have this long boy right here. Keeping it in like it's a bag. So I'm going to add another line in a second. And the whole point of this area is to pick up a new pathway. Oh, says we can't do that. Alright. So we need to do a long boy right here. I'm trying to block off this area. Because I don't want them touching the ceiling. This ceiling right here, I kind of want it off limits. So I'm putting that there. So their whole direction in life is to the right. And then we can introduce a really fun arc. What I'm going to do really quick is add these lines right here. And these will prevent that player that discovered a secret path that I didn't foresee. This will prevent them from discovering that secret path and just walking across the roof the entire length of the map. We're going to have some type of line blocking them. Real quick, let me just complete this, and perfect. Oh. Adding a bit of chaos to the orderly is what we need in a level design map. We're basically creating our own ceiling. We're not really going to use the developer ceiling, so to speak. We're not just making our own. And then right here, I want to make my own wall too. Because I want to really funnel the player's choice. I don't want them to just find out accidentally. Oh, this is a secret that I can just skip, you know, the whole game. Okay, small ground. Okay, that's just, okay, that's certainly deaf. I'll just leave it. So now we have this great little framework around here, and so I can kind of keep to the chaos. Oh, I skipped this left side. I only really need it right here-ish. On this ceiling right here. You only really need it right here. So you can see, that's almost like a bag of Doritos. Like, if you rip it open, that's my Doritos. So I have my ball pit down here. I have my bag of Doritos up here. Alright. Then we kind of have a little chaos. Then we have room for chaos. And then each of these lines, I'm thinking about introducing a new mechanic. Like, this is like a portion of the map. This section. And then boom, this section, I do some type of new mechanic, and a new mechanic, and a new mechanic. And I kind of have spacing the whole way. So I know, you know, not go too crazy. I'm like, I'm running out of room here. So let's find mechanics. Ooh. The big spinner. A portal line. Portal point. Ooh. Oh, this looks fun. Oh, can I not do this? There's something in the way. Alright, here. To death. Your path. So the... See how there's multiple paths though, right? They're gonna take the portal to death. They dodge that, let me take this. Oh, I'm dead. And at first the player's gonna be like, oh, that was... These devs. How could you? But then I'm gonna make another portal so that when they see portals this way, they're gonna think, oh, all portals are bad. And then I'm gonna make another portal point where it's a really good one. But this first portal is gonna give them, like, concern, like, should I take that portal? Not just to randomly take it just because they see it. I'm gonna teach them these portals can be good, can be bad. So I'm gonna add another portal point right here. Okay, and they should be able to get through this. There we go. So that portal point, they squeeze through. It's okay. Copy, undo, control. Okay, snap to grid. Okay, that's what it was. Now we got a couple mechanics here. Let's get a moving platform. A hornet. Here we go. This is an enemy. This hornet, and it can move. So you see right here, I gave them a weapon. They should have picked up the weapon here. The section right here in the ball pit. Okay. So when they're going the correct way, which is to the right, I'm gonna put an enemy over there. If they're going to the left, I'm not gonna punish them because that's the wrong way. They're not progressing. But I'm just gonna have this enemy right here. And of course, I'm gonna add a checkpoint because this is a new mechanic. I'm showing the enemy for the first time. So I'm gonna add a checkpoint right when they like enter that area. So they won't feel too discouraged because if you think about it, they've gone pretty far. Between here and here, that's pretty good distance. So let's go next mechanic. Ooh, a big spinner. Alright, these should be spinning. the chaos of this, because these should be moving and spinning, and they have a chance to crush the spider. No, I'm going over my line, but I didn't have a lot of room. There we go. I'll just make this whole next section it. I really want to expand on this spinning mechanic. And we're gonna have to add a couple checkpoints in here. But I really like this ground. It seems very favorable for what I'm doing. You know? It seems like, oh, that's nice. That's a cool thing. And then let me add checkpoints before I forget. So right after it, I'm gonna put a checkpoint here. I want them to jump into that. And then coming through, I have a checkpoint over here-ish. Or they went this way, checkpoint here. We don't want to be too crazy with checkpoints. Then, at this point, we're going to need to add something cool. So I'm going to give them a grenade. And then, right up here, let's add a rocket launcher. And then a fireworks launcher over here. Depending on what they want. So they can get that reward by going up and picking it up. Or they could skip it. But if they skip it, I'm going to punish them with another enemy. So where are you? Huge, huge area. Now I'm going to make sure this enemy is right after, right as you get the checkpoint. Very good. Now let's put some platforms in here. There we go. And we're not going to go too crazy with the triangle Doritos over here. We're really going to just take simple shapes and then create complex shapes with them. So now we have all this joy. And this is called my rock slide. So I'm trying to build a mountain right here. And then I'm going to add objects. So this is the mountain. You're like climbing the mountain. And now I'm going to add objects that are falling down. So smaller objects. And then the chaos will continue. There we go. We're trying to make them not perfectly even. Because if it's perfectly even, then there'd just be a straight gap they can walk through. They could just like jump through it. But if it's not perfectly even, then we have all this extra paths being added. I forgot a section. There we go. It's funny, the player will just see this section and not really understand it. But this is my rock slide. I'm almost done with it. So like there's the mountain and then there's the rock sliding down. You can see how it is if you look at the whole thing, right? It's a giant mountain. It's pretty big. And we have this enemy buzzing along the way. And I need to add a couple more weapons. I'm thinking I want to make sure they get this railgun regardless of path. And then with this, I'm really going heavy on the weapons here because I'm going to add a chaotic like a hive, like a cluster nest of enemies. I'm gonna add a wasp, and then a wasp, another wasp. Like this is a hive. So that's why I'm adding so many guns right here for the railguns for them. So they can, oh, I really should checkpoint this. Probably, right around four. Let's checkpoint. I don't know what path they're gonna take. But basically a checkpoint line. So once they get halfway through the chaos, boom. It's not the end of the world. They can do battle here. Like they'll be fighting, and then boom, they just respawn, boom, respawn. And so I need to add a weapon right at the checkpoint. I'm gonna add it to every checkpoint. Just in case if they respawn, they need some kind of weapon to defend themselves so they can grab this blade really quick. I don't want them to miss it. Very, very good. So this section is really tough right here. Or, let's see if they took this, remember at the beginning, this is where you start right here. If you take this path, they go through the mountain of hornets and wasps, you know. If they go up, they go past these moving obstacles, teleports that confuse you, and stuff. And if you go all the way around, you go through the moving platforms, past the Doritos, through the ball pit, you know, through the ball pit, past the Doritos, onto the moving circles, which is totally chaotic. And you only have to deal with one wasp. You see how there's supposed to be like the queen wasp right here? That's why it's at the very top over here, and like the little minions, workers fighting to defend the colony right here. And then once you get past all that, you go down the avalanche. And I'm thinking it'd be really cool if the avalanche came into some unfortunate situation after you left it. So let's go to boosters. Oh, not boosters. Where's the other thing? Is there only one booster? Oh, I guess there's only portal line. Oh my. Oh, I don't have room for it. It's pretty cool, actually. A portal line. Oh, this would be a nice mechanic. Rotate snap to grid copy. Ah, here we are. That's how we do it. So the next mechanic is portals. Up and over, up and over. Loads of portals. There we go. This is going to take a while to put down. Oh. I'm not really sure where they're going to come out of. So I have to do a portal line for every starting point. So this one goes to here. And then you should fall through this one, because this is an exit point. Oh wait, no, it's going to teleport you back. This goes up to here, you land here, it teleports you back. Teleports you back, then you take this one, which takes you down, oh shoot, which takes you down here. So it's just chaos of the portals, moving you back and forth to almost to a point where you have no clue what's going on. So I'm going to just have a small section, because that can be very confusing for the player. So I'm going to add a small section of portal lines, not too many. to really mess with you. I just want to, because you know everyone loves portals. Let's be honest. Everyone sees portals, loves portals, because they love the game Portal. So we must add portals. And now, once we get all my portals down, I'm just trying to get him down really quick. Oh, not portal point. Portal line. We're working with portal lines here. Once we get them all down, then we need to map each portal so there's an actual path you can take to succeed. You can't just have the chaos of teleporting forever. As much as I want to do that, I do want the prayer to progress. Go down here. Because it's only a small section of portals the player's going through, but this map is so huge you have to put your portal lines, you know, everywhere, just to cover the chaos of it all. So this portal goes here, check. This one goes here. We need a forward movement, so let's go like this. So this one goes here. Where's it? This one is to here. They go up, they fall down. I gotta move this around a little. Up, fall down. Okay, that's the problem. They need this one here then. Go back forward again. And then they need to fall down again. Take this portal back, which takes them over here. But before they land, let's do like that. And of course I'm going to add a couple ground pieces in here, just to keep the players' sanity. So this goes right here. They fall down, they land on here, they go to here, they fall down, they land here, they go to here. They're moving forward. They're going to the right direction. And then land here, go forward, land here, go forward, land here, go forward, land here, go forward. Okay. And now I'm going to add a tiny bit of ground. Tiny section of ground. In between all the portal chaos. Because I want them to be able to feel like they're in control when they're going through this portal chaos. Even though they're not in control, I'm controlling everything they're doing, right? I want them to feel like they're in control by adding support. These platforms are the support the player needs to feel like they know what they're doing. And we gotta close off that section. And let's close off this section as well. So they could take this path, and let's make an Easter egg right here. Let's say they can somehow get up to this section way up here, which I need to add the capability to, which is this. So the possibility exists. And so now I'm gonna put secrets there. Let's save this real quick. Let's add some, what's the weapon that everyone wants? Okay. So we're gonna add a rocket launcher, some mine, grenade. We're really gonna add this good stuff right up here. You see, so if they think, hey, let me explore, they will get rewarded. And I should do the same over here. Let's give them some laser cannons. Okay, where was our last checkpoint? Let's do a checkpoint check. So the last checkpoint was this line. So the next checkpoint needs to be right before the Portal Madness. And I don't know where they're going to enter at. So I want to ensure they find a checkpoint. So I need to add pretty much a checkpoint before every gap, because you don't know where they're coming from, which section they chose to walk. Because this mountain is the merger of multiple paths coming in. So we have this Portal Madness, the mountain, we had the ball pit, the Dorito area, and then we have a landslide. And the landslide, after the war inside the mountain, they go through the landslide, which leads to the portal maze. And then it leads to me saving this file. There we go. So then let's introduce moving mechanics now. Because they've just been thrown around a bunch by the portals of where they need to go. Do I go here? Do I go there? Now we're going to add a bit of chaos to the after portal effect, because the player is going to be really shaken up after all that, all the portals. So we're going to really add a fan blade of moving platforms. And so all of them are leading outward to their next goal. And so what I need to do is have it, yes, go like this. So the fan blades are going to then lead to their next path they need to take. Oops. Oh, wait, I can go the other way, duh. I was about to do the full 360 here. When it's like, nope. You silly goose. So you can see there's going to be a lot of movement here. I don't want to overcrowd it too much. Then I'm going to add some death right here. Hazards. I want this path to be a no-no. You don't take this path. So I'm going to add a good certain amount of death. And then this section, just to right here, not the whole block, just around the section that the player might actually travel, I'm going to add an obstacle of death right here. So as it's moving, the player will run into a difficult situation. Oh yes, this is good. This is so good. So the fan blades, so the landslide to the fan blades. Oops. Back to editor, hitting save. Into a physics puzzle of some kind. And this fan blades will go good. Now these should just drop down. These balls should probably just fall. I'm making sure to avoid the little lines right here. I love how it does an animation for like every single one I put down. It's so extra. You can see the goals right here. This is why I put this earlier. This is where the player is going for. We got a lot of mess here. So then now let's give them a new weapon. They're probably fired their rocket launcher weapon. Let's just give them some kind of something for fun right around here. we really need to add a lot of these because you literally have no idea which way they're going to go. Because, of course, we're going to add enemies right after I know they got their weapons. There's so many weapons there, it's like guaranteed they're going to get. So let me add checkpoints real quick, then I'll add the enemies. Because we're adding checkpoints after the portal mess. And then, do I put one down here? I don't think that'd be down there, but I'm just going to add one. So here we're going to add checkpoint, not checkpoints, but actually let's add a hammer. This mess. Let's add something cool there. And then we got to add more enemies to really set it home. Where are you, enemies? Just some wasps. Oh, that's too threatening right here. So I'm gonna add the wasp here and here. Basically, make sure there's a good gap. See, oh, actually this one's too close. Perfect. Okay, there's only one there now. Now, mechanics, where's the wasp? I want to make sure the wasp path does not see as a circle. It doesn't overlap the checkpoint. That's very important. So in this case, I'm going to put the wasp a little further because I need the player to pick up the checkpoint. So we're going to add a second layer of wasps. And these spears are just going to add total chaos. And then now, we need to add a few more weapons. Let's add it. Lightsabers or something. Right here, after their gun runs out of ammo, let's add some kind of backup, just in case. And it's not going to be as convenient as the little shotgun over here. I'm going to add a blade that they have to battle. And of course, if they fail fighting these enemies, the checkpoint, they go right back. They can pick up the shotguns again and really systematically take the approach forward. And so we're almost to the end here. Almost. Oh, I should add a little portal mechanic. Just like a nice little, for fun, portal mechanic. Portal point. Can't even do that over there. Oh, this is gonna be cool. Add a portal point, have them skip one of the enemies, have them take the next portal point. Let's see if I can to skip a little more and go down to the lightsaber. So then let's add some hazards. Right in here. One spinning blade. I know this is going to seem really cheap. But we're going to add just a couple little hazards here. Put this in between all the portal points. Because they can take this portal point and this one and skip that whole hazard, or they go around and pick up the blade. So we kind of have like this chaos going out. So towards the end, it's getting very chaotic, very unfriendly to the player. But then we need to add some normalcy, like some normalness to the whole thing. So we're going to add a couple arcs here. So we're going to try to make circles. any spot the mechanic is not in place or there's something not there, I'm going to add a circle. Oh, this way, this way. Almost like little battlefields. Just go all the way around. Little circles. Right here. Little circle here. This is what I call the broken circle. Okay, I'm gonna leave room to fight there. I'm not gonna block all that chaos off. I'm leaving a lot of air gaps right around here because they're gonna need room to fight and enjoy themselves. And I don't want them to just go in this cramped corridor and do this ridiculous battle and have no fun. It's more fun to move around when you're fighting because players love to dodge and weave and avoid mechanics and stuff. So I'm going to leave them room to do that. So this last section is going to be almost a maze. Like, after they did all that chaos, they're going to be like, is this ending? Is it over? You see, I'm kind of making this geometric shape here. It's supposed to be remnant of like a flower design. If you ever looked at the, like, old doors, they had like an iron like gate over the window, and on that little iron gate over the window they had some kind of like geometric design or flowers or a tree or something. This is supposed to look like one of those designs, and the whole point is it was to protect someone from like breaking into the window and getting into the house, because the design was so chaotic and took so much room, like your hand or anything like that. A tool couldn't fit between there to try to get on the other side. So of course this section is going to be the wrong path. We really have to have that. We really need to build the design up so it feels like an actual maze and not just some randomness thrown in. It needs to feel like, hey, I'm actually progressing on this path. When I make a decision, I'm actually having consequences to my decision. So some of these paths are tighter than others, but that's fine. Because if you see, this is just, I'm making it a straight up maze, because they've gone through enough mess, enough chaos towards the end. I want them to just panic run through this last section and be like, oh, where's the end? Where's the end? Let it be over. And the last section around the goal right there, I'm going to leave that much wider. So when the player goes to the maze, you see how these are like tight little corridors? As the player goes through the maze, I want them to realize at the end, like, oh, this section is this gap at the end is much wider than the rest of the maze, so this could be the end. So very much so, they're going to go around and around and around. This utter and total chaos. That is my maze. Let's rotate this sucker around. Beep, beep, beep. Okay, coming through. Beep, beep. Okay, here we go. Rolling back. Oh, actually, I just ruined the path. I kind of blocked my path off. I need them to have multiple choices. I don't want them locked into them. This is fine, because that's my technical wall. My theoretical wall I added. And adding a theoretical wall right here is really good when it comes to level design, because it puts perspective of where a player actually is going to see. Because this red around here, the player won't really see that. They'll just see chaos and all that. Chaos and death. So when you add this wall, it kind of adds a lot to it. Kind of gives you a framework to just really know where to go. You can see we're really honing in the end here. There we are. Flip that the other way. I can try to continue my circle pattern. There we are. So we just created a branching path for the player right here, because this looks the most human-like to the player. The rest was chaos, and the goal is that hopefully that they'll go the wrong direction. If they come from this way, they might go up or down instead of going the correct way. Because it looks like such a well-designed area and not chaos. They'll go the right way. Or go the wrong way, I mean. I really like how the shapes combine together when you're putting all this in. Oh, it is so enjoyable. If you love building stuff, this is for you. If you're one of those creative people that love to build stuff, oh my gosh, this is your path. Spider-Heck is the name of this game if you've forgotten or missed it. And you really want to play this game. Because the level design just came out. Oh my god, it's so much fun. So much fun. This total chaos of a maze. Remember, the circle right here is to hopefully confuse the player. So, right there. Oh my god, am I out of my space? Am I done? Alright, let's zoom out and look at our masterpiece. Oh my... Okay, let's go from the top, right? So we start here, spider. We start here. We can go down to the right, that's death. To the left. We squeeze through here, moving platform followed by hammer mechanic. Plenty of checkpoints. Buzzsaws. So if they hate these buzzsaws, oh, it can be really annoying. They can have other paths. They can go this way to the right, up through the ball pit. They can go around the ball pit. And then once they get past the ball pit, they go through the Dorito bag. Right here. And through the Doritos to the moving circles. Or if they skip the Doritos, alright, skip the ball pit, go around the ball pit. They go through the mountain. And the mountain has its own army of wasps, which you're going to hate. Or love, depending on how you like playing the game. If you like combat, you don't like combat. You want to dodge everything. And then once you go through the mountain, you have the avalanche. Right here. And through the avalanche, you have the portal maze. It's going to be chaotic with a bit of orderly conduct. Like, you can... Platforms to kind of help you realign yourself if you kind of lose yourself. Which, I do need to add one platform. Right here. If I could. Okay, I need a small one then. No. Oh well. Actually, no, I'll just delete this one. And delete this one. I need to add one little platform here. And then let's add a small portal right here, because that's all we have room for, really. Just for a little chaos. So we have the portal maze, and it goes to the fan. Right around here. Total chaos with the fan. They're all moving all the time through these lines. You really have to time it. And the fan would take you into a checkpoint. There's tons of them. Take you right into the checkpoints. So you have checkpoints. Checkpoints on this line. Checkpoint, checkpoint. Checkpoints at the beginning. Checkpoints at the end. Checkpoints in the battlefield, so if you die, you don't have to restart the whole thing. And then after the fan, you then go to the spears, which has a lot of wasp to fight again, which I may want to add a couple more guns here. Because I don't want the player to be frustrated because I'm not giving them the tools they need to succeed in this parkour map. Oh, I need to add a checkpoint line here. Let's add checkpoints. All the way through. And then down here is more checkpoints. And then depending upon where they exit, we need to make sure they get these entry checkpoints. I don't know how they're going to exit this area, so I have to have a checkpoint in all these spots. And then we're going to have no checkpoints in the maze, because if they get stuck in a spot and they have no clue where they are, it's going to be really annoying. So they're going to always checkpoint back to the beginning of the maze. And then they do the maze. They go through. Go to the goal. But there's also tons of wrong paths. It's really kind of chaotic on the wrong path. So this is Spider-Heck. You can pick up a copy today. You can play it. You can enjoy it. You can build stuff, or you can battle with your friends. Okay, it's all good fun. So just try the game out. Even if you don't like battling or multiplayer or anything like that, just the map builder alone, I think is really cool. I like the map builder. So thank you for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.